Hi everyone, and welcome back to what I think might actually be the last episode for this season. Um, my reasoning being, so our next game is up against Udinese, so that's the game I'm going to show first. And you've actually only got 5 games left after that, and the last game of the season is actually against Milan, AC Milan. So I'm thinking, play the Udinese game now. And then I will play the next 4 games, and then I'll bring it back for the Milan game, and I'll stick it in on the same episode. So I actually finish the season tonight, and we'll see where we end up. As it stands at the moment, as you can see, we're currently sat in 7th, but we've got our game in hand, which is this Udinese game over Lazio and Sassuolo, which if we win will actually put us back up to 5th. So I know when we last spoke, I was thinking, it would be nice to try and steal that 4th spot, but it's kind of gotten away from us recently because we had that bit of a nightmare run after I last saw you. So obviously we lost to Lazio in the last episode, and then we went on to beat Sampdoria 1-0, lost 3-2 to Juve, 1-0 to Inter, lost 2-1 to Napoli, and then beat Atalanta. And then we had a really annoying defeat against Cagliari, and this Spezia game was a bit of a nightmare. We went 1-0 ahead, and we made all our subs, and then with about 77 minutes to go, Spezia just turned into thugs and injured 2 of our players. We finished the game with 9 men. But, I mean, obviously this loss to Juve, Inter, and Napoli, actually earlier on in the season, we had the same run of games. We had Lazio, Sampdoria, Juve. Okay, we had Cagliari a little bit. That was in the cup. Then we had Inter, Napoli, and Atalanta. Well, we actually took more points this time round from that run of games because we only got 2 points out of that run against them teams. So, a little bit improved. I'm looking for the wins wherever we can take them, really. So, yeah, what we'll do is we'll get the Udinese game up and running, and then I'll play the next 4, Benevento, Roma, Genoa, Torino, and then we'll bring it back for the Milan game in this episode. So if you are liking what you're seeing at the moment, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel so you see the next updates. For obviously we're going to have after this one, we're going to be going into the next transfer window where we finish up is probably going to play quite a big part in that. Hopefully we can stay in the European spots, and we're going to be moving into next season, so obviously try and bring it back for that. Keep coming. I really appreciate those people who are coming along and watching. So we are off against Udinese now. Problem is the game has put our kits very, very similar. So yeah, not very helpful. As I mentioned in that Spezia game, we lost a couple of players due to injury, long-term injuries as well. Petzela, our first choice left back, he ended up with a broken collarbone or something. And Grassi, one of our sort of midfielders, I wouldn't say starting, he rotates in and out usually on this sort of box-to-box side. He's out for a few weeks. Ahmet Hozic also picked up an injury in the Cagliari game. So we're without him until, I think, for another 2 to 3 weeks. And Dennis Mann is out for about 6 weeks with a torn back muscle. So we've had a few players come back. So Karamo's come back from injury. He can play on the right. And I think that's actually about it, to be fair. This Zagaritis, this is the guy I bought back from loan. He's only 19. He's been quite a good little backup on the left-hand side there. So yeah, this is the game we really need to be looking to win to take ourselves back up to 5th. So yeah, let's see what happens. For this game, I have just tweaked the output quality because I noticed in the last few videos on full screen, on my laptop at least anyway, it looked a little bit grainy. A couple of weeks ago I was having problems with it glitching and lagging quite a bit, so I dropped the output resolution, which apparently was a suggestion on one of the forums that I came across, but I also dropped the FPS at the same time, so I don't actually know what it was which contributed to the better quality. It seems to have been that the FPS seems to have been the main problem, because I've got the FPS the same, but I've just brought the quality back up. Ooh, flipping heck. Hi, Hatton with an absolute rocket then. And I just quickly checked then at the start of this recording just of this game, and the resolution does seem a bit better, so hopefully that's better for you guys as well, so I'm sorry about that. just noticed that, yeah, when I was rewatching some of the recordings, it just looked a little bit grainy. So hopefully it'll look a bit better now. I mean, great free kick, but that's our first shot on target. First shot on target goal from a free kick. He was rooted to the spot. And Annie again from outside the box. All three of his goals this season have been screamers from outside the box. Why do I feel like we're going to get FM'd in this? It does my head in that the kits are so similar. And that there's no way that I know of changing that like you can on FIFA. So if anybody knows anything, let me know. Oof, he just went in for a nasty tackle then. Struggling to break down the five at the back, which a lot of Italian teams do seem to go for. Kind of fits in with the Italian defence first philosophy that we usually see. Yes! Inglesi, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Lovely little header across the goal, that. I was hoping, worst case scenario, we would have got a penalty out of that. You know, if we hadn't got the ball in, at least we might have got a pen, but never mind. I'll take that. Atalanta are actually playing after us as well, so really need to make sure we get a result out of this, because if they win, then they're going to go back above us, which is going to knock us out of the European spots. 7th place is the Conference League, and then 5th and 6th is Europa League. Europa League is obviously the dream, but Conference League is better than nothing. To be fair, Conference League, we probably actually have a better chance of progressing quite far in that than we would in the Europa League. But obviously, Europa League is where the bigger money comes from. Like, how many chances have we had? And then they literally get the ball in and around our box a couple of times and just glide through. Oh, Mom, coming up to half time. Come on, Inglesi, what can you do? What can you do? Oh, he's driven. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll take that off because getting a couple of yellows, stop them getting stuck in. Ah. Own goal. Right on the stroke of half time. That looked abysmal. He literally just kicked that against his own player. Had us off the bar, and then they kick it off each other. And then you've got these stats here. Oh. Woeful. Absolutely terrible. The logical change might be to go 2 up top to try and counteract the 3 at the back. Yeah, we're going to make that change now. I want to try and get something out of this game. I really need to try and get something out of this game. What I might do is Cornelius can play as a target man, so I'm going to bring him on. Take off Ihatterin because he's having a stinker. Cornelius up there to just basically win the knockdowns, and we'll bring on Caramo to whip those crosses in. Oh, yeah, we'll go Javinho. He can get those crosses in on the attack, and Caramo can whip him in on the attack as well. We'll go slightly more direct as well, even more direct as well, sorry. Go on, make the difference for us, boys. Good cross. See, I honestly couldn't have told you if that was going to my player or to theirs then. Getting involved, getting involved. Is Cornelius actually left-footed? Yeah, swap them around. I'm going to be livid if that Perpetti own goal is what does us in this game. I'm absolutely livid. Brought on the big man, Llorente, to lump the ball up to up top. This Udinese team is sitting in 18th place at the moment, and we're challenging for European football, and they are absolutely dominating at the back. Absolutely dominating at the back. Last throw the dice. Let's just lump it forward. Just go route one. In transition, we're just going to distribute up to the target man. And we're going to hit early crosses, literally just smash it into the box. I'm just going to go focus play down the wings, overlap. Conte can go and he can just be an attacking wing back. Who is picking him up? I mean, to be fair, I don't know who's who, so why would my players know who's who? Good hands. Now, quickly, why are you not? Distribute it quickly, please. 19 shots, 12 on target, 8 corners. Absolutely hammering these. 60% possession. That was quite a... I was going to say it was quite a poor punch, but at least Jovino nicked in. Still going. Bet he does nothing with it. I mean... Wait, what is that? Conte is 6.2, Perpetti 6.4, Jovino, Caramo 6.4. Literally come on to do one job, them two. Guarantee in the post-match interview I get asked about why did you persist with Conte when it was clear he wasn't up to the task. Guarantee, that's what they say. Like, that'd have gone in. Been livid. This is it. Last chance saloon. Poor throw. Garbage. Pure garbage. Not going to get any European football playing like that. See you all in training tomorrow. Jovino, he is going to leave. Yeah, your side dominated the ball. Yes, we know. Right, I'm going to play the next 4 games, and I shall see you back for the Milan game. Hopefully we are still in with a shot of European football. Well, at least Atalanta drew. So we're still in the European Conference League place. Europa Conference League. Yeah, we also have another problem. So this guy, where is he? Brunetta. Attribute-wise, he's not terrible, apart from cons. Doesn't feel comfortable playing in big matches. Okay, well, I'm sorry, but when you're playing at this standard with this team, most games are big games because we're always going to be slightly underdogs with Parma. But the main problem is that he is one game away from us having to buy him for 5.8 million. That's not really the sort of funds that I actually have at the moment. I mean, I've got quite a high wage budget, but even with adjustments, it's not going to work. And I don't want him. He's not good enough. I don't want him. He's not done a huge amount this season. Let's look at his stats this season. Look at that: 17 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist, average rating of 6.68. Why would I want him? Even for whatever they paid for him, 750,000. Certainly not for 5 million. So he is now just dropped out of the team for the rest of the season because I can't afford to play him. Quite literally can't afford to play him. So yeah, as you can see, Ahmet Tozic injured, 5 days, 2 weeks. Dennis Mann, 2 to 4 weeks. Pizzella, 5 to 8 weeks. Broken wrist, that was it. Twisted ankle, 12 days to 4 weeks. Ugh. But yeah, I shall see you later. Hey everyone, we are back. I'm now in my bedroom because the light in my man cave has decided that it doesn't want to work. So here we are, last game of the season against Milan. So obviously I left you at the after the Udinese game. Since then we've done pretty well. So here's where I left you, the 2-1. Beat Benevento, came from behind to beat Roma. Beat Genoa, drew at Torino, and now we're playing Milan, who are currently sitting second. So it's quite a big game, not just for us, but for them as well. Obviously, they are relying on Inter dropping points, but if they win, they could theoretically win the league. Juve and Napoli bottled it a little bit. They lost the last 2 games. And we are currently sitting 5th, guaranteed the Europa Conference League. To be fair, I think even if we were to lose against Milan and Sassuolo were to beat, who are they playing, Bologna, we should still be okay because our head-to-head is kind of equal. They beat us 2-1 and we beat them 1-0. And then goal difference-wise, we shouldn't really see a dramatic swing. I just like to get that 5th spot. Just to get the extra prize money. And who are Lazio playing? Genoa. So Genoa are down, so Lazio are probably going to win that one. So yeah, it would just be... I mean, we only need a point to guarantee Europa League football, but, the win would be preferable to try and guarantee that 5th place. This is the team we're going to go with. So Ahmet Tozic is back. We rested him in the Torino game. Papetti is suspended. We're going to renew Papetti's loan. He's been really useful for us this season. I know some people say, you're just developing him out on loan, for another team, but at the same time, I'm also building up that relationship with him as a player, so if we decide we want to try and sign him in the future, hopefully he'll be more inclined to actually come to us. Plus, he's a really good defender. He's a really good option to have as backup. We've got Valenti joining already. We've already got Ahmed Hozic. We've got a couple of youngsters coming back on loan. This guy could be quite a good option to bring in off the bench next season or for some of the lesser teams. And obviously, as touched on, he's in the development squad probably still. We've got Botan Barlow, who's coming back, who's going to be a good option to try and bring into the squad. I may equally decide to loan them back out again. It just depends on how much transfer budget we get and who we can bring in. So here we are at home to Milan. It's worth noting that we did actually beat them at the San Siro earlier on in the season. So let's see what we can do. Gone with Nonto up front because Inglese's got a bit of a knock. It's only a bruised shoulder, but you know what? He's not really done much. And neither's Xerxes. So I'm going to give Nonto the chance. Cornelius also hasn't really done a huge amount. Nonto nearly got in then with his pace. Hatteran's been lethal in the last few games. I think he's got about 2 or 3 goals in the last couple of games. So he's delivered. I did criticise his form because he wasn't playing that well, and since then he scored a couple of goals. So paid off. Oof, that was a good chance. Really well worked though. Conte is joining us from Milan. He's on loan at the moment, but there's an obligation to buy in his as part of the loan deal. That was already sorted before we came here. Ibra on the side of the bar. I do love Ibra. If anyone's got any suggestions on signings, players that they'd like me to try and buy, let me know. Anyone wants to see me change the tactics I'm employing, also let me know. I am aware gegenpress is a very bog standard tactic, especially 4-3-3 or 4-3-3. And Lazio are winning as well. So obviously it was dropped down to 6th. Okay. I have experimented with different tactics on this version of Football Manager. I had a decent 5-3-2 vertical tiki-taka with my Charleroi save in the Belgian leagues. Quite enjoyed it. I've used the 4-2-2 diamond before, 4-4-2 diamond before in this game as well. Enjoyed that. So yeah, I'm open to different things, but equally, this has worked quite well for me. We're predicted to get 14th, and we're pretty much guaranteed Europa League football next season. So you can't deny the gegenpress works. Well, it has worked for this team anyway. Yeah, actually creating more chances than them as well. Only just, but still. Oh, that will give Milan the title at this point in time. Oh, look at him go. Good effort. Oh no, Inter are now sneaking ahead. Oh, what a pass. That's a great ball from Benassa. Nanto has looked a decent little threat in this game. Lingo play's been very good. I mean, I know we're playing Milan, but still been quite poor, hasn't it, guys? Probably going to drag Kai Hatteren off soon. 6.4, and he's jaded. Sassuolo are losing to Bologna. We just dropped a point there. Bodes well. Won't feed him. Nice. Ooh, that was close. He has looked good this game, Nanto up front. That's his more natural position. I've generally played him coming in off the left, but that's really encouraging. Obviously, I've got Arezzo coming back from Rems, where I had to loan him out to because I couldn't register him. But Nanto has looked good in this game and fills me with confidence that he could definitely be someone who we could look to lead the line for us. But I am, having said that, going to mix things up. My Hatteren's brought it around a little bit. He can stay on for a bit longer. And Nani, on the other hand, and Cucho, bye. You're going off. Bring Grassi on, and then we'll also bring on Cyprien. It looks like 5th place is going to be Lazio's. They're not going to throw that away to Genoa now. Mattia Bani, he has not played for us at all this season. He's the one who, for some reason, the club decided to bring in on loan, and then, even though he was already going somewhere else, he's loaned into us, but he already has a prior transfer arranged. As we can see, Torino look like they're staying up as well, so my chances of bringing in Belotti on the cheap are probably quite low. Oh, unlucky Milan. You are going to just about miss out on the title. And we have got Europa League football. I will take that. I will take that all day. I mean, the game wasn't great, but guaranteed Europa League football. I'm very, very happy with that. That gives us a big boost for next season now when it comes to signings. So yeah, as I mentioned before, guys, if you have enjoyed this series so far, do like the video, please subscribe, because we are going to be kicking off into next season probably next week. Look at our transfer business, who we can pick up. Obviously, we've already got some coming in on a free. Parma qualifier for the Europa League. Yeah. Just under 10 million for coming 6th. That's good. Everton, yes, Everton got Europa League. Oh, I could imagine if I come up against them next season, that'd be fun. West Brom, Brighton, Burnley went down. See what I can pick up from them potentially. Everton. Last game of the season was the derby, and they won. Is right. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right, guys, take it easy and enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I'll see you next week.